Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today we are going to talk about Global Innovation Index 2019, that is GII 2019. So the rankings are out, and here we can learn a lot from this tiny nation, that is Israel, who has got such an amazing ranking. So we'll discuss this topic in detail, that how and what we can learn from Israel and how Israel has achieved all this. So this is a channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are also available, where you can find 100% coverage of UPSC vast syllabus. Now you can buy this course at rupees 625 per month only. You can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook, because I feel together we can make a huge difference. Now see in what context we are going to study this, because as I told you, Global Innovation Index rankings are released recently. Its performance was commended. So here we are talking about India, that India's performance was commended as a top Central and South Asian region for the 9th consecutive year. Its growth from 81st rank to 2015. So in 2015 our rank was 81st, and today this time our rank is 52nd this year, and it is fastest by any major economy. So in this context, here is how we are going to talk about a different nation, that is Israel, whose rank is 10th, who is in top 10. So here how Israel converted its challenges into competitive advantages, exhibiting its intellectual prowess. We are going to talk about it, and we will also discuss what India can learn from Israel, or other nations could learn from Israel. So now here's a question for you, that when we talk about Global Innovation Index, GII Index, who publish every year? It is published. So who published these rankings, right? You can give me the answer in the comment section. I'll give you the answer in the end of the lecture. Now see, this is the 12th edition of GII rankings of 129 economies based on 80 indicators. So you need to remember there are 80 indicators on which these countries are judged. So these range from intellectual property filing rates to mobile application creation, education spending, and scientific and technical publications also. And here Switzerland remains number 1. Here you can see Switzerland remains number 1 in GII index, followed by Sweden, USA, Netherlands, UK, Finland, Denmark, Singapore, Germany, and Israel. So here's an achievement for the small nation, that is Israel. And you can have a look at India's ranking. We are constantly improving. In 2015 we were 81st. In 2016, 66, 60, 57, and this year we have got a rank or 52. Many people were thinking that this year we may get a rank in top 50, but anyway, 52 is a bit closer. So talking about India's performance, as I already told you, many believed would break into the top 50 league for the first time, but it came close and ranked 52. Nevertheless, India's performance was commended, as it has topped the Central and South Asian region for 9th consecutive year. Also, India's improvement from 81st rank in 2015 to 52nd in 2019 is the fastest by any major economy. Significantly, India also continues to outperform on innovation relative to its gross domestic product, that is your GDP. Now, why is Israel's performance significant? See, the biggest news from 2019 rankings is obviously Israel, and this is the first by any country from Northern Africa or West Asia region who has got this rank. But you know, there were many challenges in front of Israel. They have overcome these challenges. If we talk about challenges, here they have overcome the challenges. With a population of 8.5 million, Israel has a very small domestic market. Israel enterprises cannot look at broadening its market by exporting to neighboring countries, as Israel is surrounded by enemies. So I will tell you. So you can tell me in comment box how Israel is surrounded by enemies. What do I mean when I say this? So it is also endowed with very little natural resources, including water. There are actually no natural resources of importance in Israel. It's 22,000 square kilometer area is predominantly arid and fit to grow almost nothing. So how they have overcome these challenges? See, any other country with such adversity would have given up and become dependent on allies for survival, but Israel did not do so. So talking about their economy, Israel's policymakers decided early to invest in human intellectual capital and create a knowledge-based economy. So this is so good that they do not want to depend upon the natural resources, rather they want to depend their economy on human intellectual capital, and they want to move towards knowledge-based economy. By doing so, they hoped that Israel, so by what do they hope when they are moving towards such kind of economy? They hope that Israel could become home to technology focused industries that do not depend on natural resources. At the same time, the country could offer products that could be easily exported to meet the demand anywhere in the world. And then talking about their education system, Israel believed that its intellectual prowess would solve many of the pressing challenges, because they have all kind of challenges from water scarcity to agricultural development and national security. So Israel began by investing in a strong education system. Currently, it spends 7% of its GDP on education, over 45% of its adult complete tertiary education, and its investment in research and development is highest in the world, that is 4.2% of GDP, with a third of that going to universities. Isn't that amazing? Now, how all these things has helped Israel? How have these transformed into? See, Israeli universities today top in patent applications in US. Over 250 global companies, including likes of Facebook, Google, Apple, HP and Microsoft, have set up their R&D labs in Israel. Israel also has one of the highest concentration of Nobel laureates also. That apart, Israel has the largest number of high-tech startups per capita than any other country in the world. Tel Aviv, it houses, this is one of the city in Israel, it houses second largest startup ecosystem after Silicon Valley. Tell me, the Silicon Valley, which city is known as Silicon Valley of the world? So high-tech exports account for 45% of country's overall exports. So the startups have indeed solved the country's pressing problems. For example, due to work in membrane technology, Israel has efficiently used the process of desalination to transform itself from world's driest country, because there's no water, to one with surplus water. Now Israel has surplus water. It has become a leader in desert agriculture due to drip irrigation and precision farming. But you know, Israel has lot of security issues to deal with, because it is surrounded by the enemy nations. See, till now there are a lot of countries which have not recognized Israel as a country. So you see, there is Israel. So under 1954 Israeli Prevention of Infiltration law, Lebanon, Egypt, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Iraq and Yemen are designated enemy states, and an Israeli citizen may not visit them without a special permit issued by Israeli Interior Ministry. So you can see it is surrounded by enemy nations. Even in many countries, some people are not allowed who have visited Israel earlier. So to circumvent this, many countries, what they do, they give their citizens two passports. So if in case they visit Israel, then they can use another passport to go to another country. Anyway, we were talking about security issues, how Israel has dealt with them. So Israel faces security issues that come from being surrounded by enemies and constantly fighting terrorism. So to tackle this, it invested heavily in cutting edge technologies. Today, Israeli military is a national incubator and a significant catalyst for innovation also. They have compulsory recruitment. Every youth, based on talent and aptitude, gets exposed to latest technology that the military uses. That apart, they are taught to work as a team and to solve problems in a structured and disciplined manner. So these qualities help them come out and build successful enterprises. So Checkpoint, the world's largest cybersecurity company, is one such organization. In fact, Israel controls as much as 10% of global cybersecurity market. So that is huge. Now, How has their culture contributed to this success? This is very important before we move on to Indian scenario. See, you know that they were forced to run, hide and fight in past. Jews are natural risk takers, an essential quality to become an entrepreneur. They have faced a lot of adversities. Israelis are never happy with status quo and constantly try to improve things. So this has given birth to a trait they call chutzpah. So it is pronounced as chutzpah. That means failure is accepted in the society and a person is encouraged to try again. Chutzpah means you have the confidence, you can resurrect yourself, right? Now, what do these hold for India? All the things we discussed about Israel, we will talk about Indian scenario now. See, India too has its share of challenges when it comes to food, energy, water, national security. Like Israel, India needs to invest heavy in education and research and development. India needs to enhance sustainability and take healthcare to every nook and corner of the country, all these at low cost. India's investment in research and development now is a meager 0.7% of GDP. Also, a very little of this goes to universities, considering that a bulk of public research and development goes into space, energy and defense sectors. So the size of economy and population is not a constraint for India. So here is the intent, political will, that when we want to do these things. Notably, China, another large economy, has managed to up with research and development investment from 1.3% in 2006. This is, we are talking about China. Now they have increased 2.18% in 2018. So India's innovation should be focused not just on getting the products but on leadership also, because we can be global leaders, we can be regional leaders, subcontinent leaders, and services to people at an affordable cost. So rather it should be aimed for global leadership. So solving India's challenges will eventually open opportunities for Indian enterprises globally, as had happened with Israel. So there's a lot to learn from Israel, and India can adopt all these technologies, can borrow these technologies, like definitely of water, because as I told you in a recent video by WRI, we are ranked as 13th most water stressed nation in the world. So we can focus on these things to improve Indian scenario also. This is all about today's lecture. If you have any query, you can contact me on email, Instagram, Facebook or Facebook page. Thank you.